announce your name, but because you got 10 seconds, it can actually be a tiny little sales elevator pitch.
It's going to go live in a minute, so I'm going to get us to do a pose once it pings that it's live, and I think that we are. Oh, we're live. We're live.
Yay!
Oh my God, Facebook, will you give me some notice? It would be very nice if you gave me some notice as to when you're going to actually make us go live. Petra, before we start, I like to do a little pose for the Facebook thumbnail. In fact, what we'll do, give me 1 second while I just get my. Yeah, there you are. So let's do a pose. Let's do a pose, girl. 3, 2, 1. Right, Petra Fisher, LinkedIn storytelling wizard. Thank you so much for joining us today in the Love Sales Hate Selling Facebook group. I met you. Oh, good grief! I met you on a networking event which Jay Lex Lindsay ran.
Yeah.
We got on the Zoom and had a good old chat, and then about an hour and a half later, I realised that we were still talking. So, yeah, she's my kind of girl. Petra, thank you for joining us today, and I'm really chuffed to have you on board. You know, I come across quite a lot of people who do struggle with LinkedIn. You shared some great tips with me, which I've not implemented yet, but there is a reason.
That's it. This call is over.
There is a reason why, and the reason is because I wanted it to sync with everything else that I was launching. So come Monday, when you go on my LinkedIn, it's going to look a little bit different, love.
Oh, I better make a note.
But Petra, oh my God, I'm a school teacher. So without further ado, let's get started, because I know you're a busy lady. And so Petra, please, even though I've told the world who you are and what you do, could you tell the members what you do for a business?
Yeah, sure. What I do for a business is help people with LinkedIn. And when I say people, I'm actually meaning business owners. So I'm not focusing on LinkedIn to get a next job with an employer. What I do is I work with people so that you become so visible on LinkedIn that people know what you're all about, but not just any old people. You do it, you have a plan so that the right people, the people that you want to reach, start to notice you, start to remember you, so that when they're ready to, not figure it out themselves anymore, but work with someone, that you are the first one on their mind. Or if they're never ready to work with you, but they'll bump into someone who needs you. That is what I do. And the real reason behind it is, look, I love public speaking, training. Give me an audience, the bigger the better. But in other situations, I can be a bit shy. So networking, I'm that one in the corner. I'm not approaching people, even at birthday parties. I don't approach others. So I had to set up my business without doing any acquisition calling or anything like that. I had to find a way to do it.
Yeah.
I became quite successful at it. So now that's what I'm teaching others.
Excellent. So you create a client attraction lead funnel using LinkedIn. Fantastic.
We could put it that way, yeah.
And you've hit the nail on the head there, because I think some people think, right, I'm going to do this today and tomorrow I'm going to get customers. The reality is you do that today, and then over a period of time, as long as you support what's on there with strong messaging, good messaging, the right messaging, then you're qualifying people when they see that. So dozy.
Yeah, you said something really, really important there. This is not a quick fix. I mean, you got to invest either time or money.
Yes.
You got lots of money.
Yeah.
Go find another trainer and invest in advertising.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't want to spend money, but you're ready to put. And I mean, when I say time, if you spend 3 times a week, 20, 30 minutes, that is enough to.
That's plenty enough
to achieve what you want.
Absolutely. I mean, I've spoken to a few people regarding LinkedIn. I do remember speaking to one lady, and I think she was posting 3 or 4 times a day, and I was like, why are you doing that? Well, the guru's saying, I say, well, the thing is, you're pushing every post down. So what happens is the last post you post is the one which people will see. The other three, they won't see them. And I mean, the proof for me is, I mean, I did a post, 3 weeks ago. Even yesterday, I was getting comments and likes on it. And I'm like, that kind of proves the point to myself. But fantastic. So, Petra.
Yes.
So before we go there, where are you from, Petra? That's a beautiful accent you've got there. What part of the world are you from?
Well, that accent is a bit of a mixture.
Oh.
That's a mixture between the Netherlands and Australia. So
Netherlands and Australia.
Yeah. So that's what you get when you stick a Dutchie in Australia for 10 years.
Oh, right.
And you sort of end up with this kind of accent.
Yeah, it's got a kind of little twang at the end of it when you're speaking. So cool. It's so unique, so exotic. So what inspired you to? Because obviously you went on to LinkedIn for yourself, I would imagine. But what inspired you to make this storytelling? You know, what inspired you to start this business?
Yeah. So great question. Except I worked the other way around. I sort of stumble into something, and then once I realized that I'm enjoying it and that it's successful, I started to think about how do I do this. So the business, it was really plain ugly. I was working in a NGO where there was going to be a 25% cut of people this few years ago, and I was on a temporary contract, so I got a bit nervous. Only 2 people on a temporary contract survived, but I've got a 1-year contract again. I thought, oh no, I'm not going to be this nervous again this time next year. So I started out as a side hustle. In the end, I became permanent, all that in that company. But I started as a side hustle, and I started to really, really enjoy it. And the great thing about having a day job, although every year I reduced my hours in the day job, I was lucky I could.
Yeah.
The good thing about that was, for the first few years, I did not depend on my own business to pay the bills, which means I could be picky, I could be choosy. And I think that is one of the biggest things, lessons I learned in business. Only do it if you think, if you got that niggling feeling in your gut and you're not sure, don't do it, because you're not going to have that enthusiasm, that passion that you need to be successful for your clients. And in the end, if you're doing stuff just to get the bills paid, you feel a bit, then you might as well have the security of working for an employer. So it started a bit like that. And over the years, I started to get way more enjoyment in the side hustle than in the day job. So in the end, that just became my security net, so to speak. Single mom, mortgage, teenager, empty bank account.
Teenagers.
I know, right? I know. I'm not allowed to talk about it anymore. Anyway, so it wasn't like I could just jump and see what happened.
Yeah.
But once I did, there's no going back. Never.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So you started as a side hustle, realized that you were good at it, started getting clients, started being picky about who you worked with, and lo and behold, it became the kind of permanent replacement of the job. And that's fantastic. And I think the nice thing about working for yourself, and I do say this to everybody, all of my clients, is you haven't got to work with everybody, Just because they're offering you money, if the energy between you isn't right, don't force anything. If you've got to force yourself to work with someone, don't work with them.
And you know what? The really cool thing about that is you can actually prevent that from happening if you use LinkedIn right. I always say, look, nobody needs me. You can just go on through the help on LinkedIn. Everything's there, Google it, buy a book, whatever. Nobody needs you either, by the way.
No one needs me. The thing is, my favorite mantra is the answers are all around you.
I know. But the thing is, if someone says, I don't want to figure it out myself, I want to work with someone, whether that be so you don't have to figure it all out, or for the accountability, or for whatever reason, if people decide they want to work with someone, then sure, they want to be convinced of that person's expertise. But I think the deciding factor in the end is, do we get along? Yes or no? Yeah. And so I'm a strong advocate of letting your personality shine through on LinkedIn. My profile picture has a t-shirt because I used to have one with a jacket, and I don't wear jackets. It's so cool, your profile picture. Even when I go into corporate and do team training, my headline is a bit crazy. It goes against everything that I teach.
Can I read it out for those who don't know?
I don't know. Can you?
If you haven't seen Petra, her headline is is cranky old fuddy-duddy claims to know loads about LinkedIn, says you can help global entrepreneurs attract clients, get noticed, mentioned, and remembered by those clients that you know. I mean, he's absolutely fantastic. You even swear.
No, that is interesting you say that, because when I put on this headline, and there's no beep in there.
I beep. I can't swear. I can't swear for my members.
Yeah, so the interesting thing is, I won't say it here now either, but I got seriously told off. Yes. Someone did this long spiel to me and was explaining to me how you've only got a few seconds online to create that first impression. By using the S word, as they called it, I was getting people turned off. They wouldn't become my clients, etc. And I thought, yeah, I did it for shock. It's me.
Yeah.
But you know, the thing is, I never considered a swear word. To me, anything to do with religion, yes, that's swearing. In the Netherlands, people have the bad habit of cursing people with the most horrible diseases. Yeah. Now, anyone will know someone who's had this disease, so I don't do that. But anything toilet related, I never ever realized that was swearing or offensive.
Anything that's toilet related.
Don't fall off your chair, dear.
I mean, okay. I mean, the thing is, though, I think it nails who you are, and
it does.
The thing is, if you have to pretend to be somebody else to do your business, you ain't going to enjoy it. If this is who you are, and I've spoken to you, and I mean, the language was colourful, but I love your French. Your French is amazing. But I think it shows people you are. And, you know, let's be honest, there's a lot of stuffy people on LinkedIn. Oh, well, you know, LinkedIn, oh, you shouldn't be having fun on LinkedIn. We don't want to work with those people anyway. Go away.
What you really got to think about is, if you're a business owner and you're working one-on-one with clients or with a group, be honest with yourself. When you meet with a client, when you're first on the phone, when you work with them, what do you wear? That's what your profile picture should represent. How do you speak to people? Are you formal? Are you casual? Do you say some bullet-related words or don't you? And don't try to be different on LinkedIn, because the best thing that's ever happened to me is someone speaks to me after they've been following me on LinkedIn for a while. I said, you are exactly as I thought you would be. And that is what we want. So yes, LinkedIn is about business. It's a business network. But there is not one way to do business.
Of course,
look at yourself. Think, how do you behave when you're working, doing business? So that is how you show up on LinkedIn as well.
Exactly. Fantastic. And guys, honestly, go and check out her profile. This lady knows her stuff. And I think you sent me a voice note with all these tips on, and I had to kind of save it and then replay it through and then get captions done. And it's there. It's on my computer. I'm doing it. Trust me. Honestly, I'll be on it. So, what have been some of the challenges that you've had to overcome, you know, running this business?
Yeah, sure. So the first one was, I only made that mistake once. This is my first year, you know, taking on an assignment, even though my gut said no, because it was broader social media, you know, like LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook. But to my mind, this was like big money, you know. This was someone who'd been made redundant and had been giving this bag of money they needed to finish before the end of the year, and they wanted me. So I did it, and I knew more about social media than them. So client was really happy, but I knew I had not given the value that I wanted. So that was one thing, lesson learned really quickly. Listen to your gut and then do it. Another one was, for years, my profile picture was a jacket. And if I went into companies, I was wearing a jacket. I think at the beginning, I might have even been wearing heels. But it's not me, you know, it's just not me.
You don't wear heels? Petra, that's terrible.
Well, how am I going to run away when I meet you in the street?
Take them off.
Sorry, run towards you. I meant run towards you to greet you. Oh, God, got it all confused here. Getting old. So that was one thing. And another one is, and you probably talk to your clients about this way more even than I do, not niching down, trying to please everybody.
You can't.
Even when I thought I had niched down, I had 3 target audiences on my website, like professionals, so people in paid employment, corporate teams, and entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
So that was so of those three, that's not too confusing, right? And then each tree had an own page with three surfaces.
Yeah.
And then there was some other bits and bobs and loose ends that I didn't know where to stick them. And it's like, no, because the whole thing is, even though now I totally focus on entrepreneurs,
yes,
I still get people.
Oh, you'll still get
employees, because the thing is, and whether it's LinkedIn or wherever, if you narrow it down to what you like to do the most, then a lot more passion comes through, and that is what other people pick up on. So also with your profile, you think, who do I want to attract now or in the near future? What do they need to know about me? And you go back to every old thing you've ever done and rewrite it to show how you built the skills, the experience that relate to that. You don't have to write every single responsibility you had in a job, because I worked, you know, I have social work background. So if I worked in a shelter where women lived after domestic violence, it is not interesting literally what tasks I had running the center. What is interesting is that I work with people from a very diverse background that I could quickly change when unexpected things happen, that I can relate to different people. All these things are relevant for me as a trainer. And so that is what I want every single one of you who's watching this to do. You know,
hey,
what do people need to know about you now?
Guys, I told you she was mad. I told you she was madder than me. You say
that?
Oh God! Oh, no, you have as much energy, if not more, than me. You enhance my energy. But that's fantastic. So, what advice would you give someone who was crazy enough to start a business now in 2020? I mean, what advice would you share with those people?
That you build relationships with people. LinkedIn is a network. Networking is engaging, is building relationships. I am an advocate of large networks. Because if you post something, Nigel, and if I comment on it, then your post gets exposure to my network. So every one person that you add potentially gives you visibility to another 100 or 1,000 or whatnot. But even though I am an advocate of large networks, it's not a coin collection, you know, with all the pretty faces. So always engage with them. And you said I left you a voice message. So here, quick anecdote. The other day, someone sends me a connection request with no message. And that happens most of the time. So I send a message back, hey, thanks for connecting. Since there wasn't a note, you know, interested to know.
Did you send a voice message or a type message?
No, first I send a type message, just saying that. Then the next thing I do, I go to their activity and see if there's a post that I can relate to and comment on. And then I go back and send a voice message. And in the voice message, as you notice, I go to their profile and say, hey, I really love this, but that bit confused me, or this, you can fix it like that. Now, voice message on LinkedIn is only 60 seconds. So next thing you know, she's talking to me about maybe working together. But get this, next day, there's a booking in my calendar from some guy in a different country with the same last name. Turns out her brother had bought my biggest package, you know. And then she bought two.
Guys, listen, if you're listening to this, Petra's just giving you the golden goose. She's giving you the golden goose that lays eggs twice a day. Please, please, please watch the replay. Go back to what she's just said. Take note of what she said. Honestly, implementation of those tips is going to get you seen. It's going to get you having conversations. She's not just saying this for fun. So please, guys, if the only thing to do is watch this video again, go back, listen to that tip. Honestly, I'm going to be taking that for myself. Oh.
Absolutely, because this lady actually told her brother. She played the message on the phone or whatever, because they're in different countries. She said, look, this is what this lady's already telling me in 60 seconds. Fancy what it would be like working with her.
Boom. And that's I mean, the thing is, I was so impressed with what you sent me, because I mean, we had a brief talk and we said we connected, and I got this voice message and I was like, oh my God, this lady's giving me all these golden eggs, man. I'm like, you're amazing. And that's the thing. It is about giving value, regardless of whether you get anything for it or not. It's about, well, you know, and that's one of the reasons I'm doing my online course, because I want to help as many people as possible, so absolutely. And that's fantastic. And like I say, guys, please go back, do a, you know, replay, listen to this late, slow it down if you need to. So she'll be like, my name is Petra. Honestly, before we press on, let's just see who we got online. So good morning, Emma Kirkham. Emma Kirkham, a very successful social selling superstars business, which helps craft creators to sell online without using Etsy.
Nice.
I know that Emma, definitely worth connecting with Petra. She will get your help you to get your LinkedIn singing. Morning, sun, early Boxall. The sun's shining and the birds are singing. Nigel, I can hear Petra really well, but you are much more quiet. Oh, that's not an that's not an accusation that's been leveled at me before. Right, quiet.
Mission accomplished.
Can you hear me now? Oh, Emma, my other half is Dutch. He now has a Midlands twang. Oh, I know what that sounds like. Morning, Jen Styles. No, you're not late. We were late. And yes, Jen says that's really helpful, Petra. I'm just beginning to show up as me. Fantastic. I think Jen has definitely walked that journey of, you know, who should I be online as? And she's kind of nailed it the last 3 months where she's just been her. And I would imagine she's getting to that. Hi, Natasha. I shall see you in around about 40 minutes, my dear. And good morning, Krista. Yes, long time no see. Still trying to make more of LinkedIn. Well, mate, Chris, go and connect with Petra. You will know more about LinkedIn after 5 minutes, and you'll be able to go away and put things into action. Petra. Oh, and hi, Famasai. Hey, Golden Goose. Greetings to you. Yes, and this is the thing, you see. It's, you know, this is why I like to do these interviews, because, you know, we've all got different experiences. We've all got different ways of overcoming obstacles. And sometimes we're saying the same things, but sometimes it takes a different voice, a different person saying that thing for you to go, oh, I knew that, but I've never done it. But somebody else is, I'm going to try it now. So, Petra, fantastico. Is there anything that the group can help you with right now? What can we do to support you, Petra?
At the word. No, but seriously, there's one thing. So every week, I do this free training on Zoom, right? It's called LinkedIn Tea, because everybody knows how I only drink tea.
Yeah.
Anyone showing up with coffee, make sure it's in a cup, not in a glass, so I don't know it.
Who has tea in a coffee in a glass? I mean, that's posh, isn't it?
Yeah, you know when they have their macchiato or whatnot.
No.
Anyway, so there's this weekly thing. It's called LinkedIn Tea.
Yeah.
It's free, and it's half an hour, so it's one tiny topic, and it's on Zoom. So what I do is I have a little training, old-fashioned with slides and all that, just so that if I talk too fast, it's still there. And then we actually talk about it. So it's not a webinar, it's interactive.
Yeah.
It's only half an hour and that's it. And I do that every single week. And it's also a really good way for people to network with each other, because people get connections there, build relationships. And when you say, what can we do for you? Well, you know, I have found people showing up at LinkedIn Tea a few times, start talking about it. So actually by doing something for yourself, joining LinkedIn Tea so that you get free training, you'll end up doing something for me, because you'll tell someone else, hey, Jay's on LinkedIn Tea almost every week these days.
Excellent. So Petra, could you do me a favor then? When we finished, go back to the video. I want you to drop every single link to your assets into the comments. The LinkedIn Tea, LinkedIn profile, if you've got a website, Facebook, and so the members then can just come and connect with you. You know, start getting involved in some of these sessions that you're doing every week. You know, and the thing is, it is all about learning. Guys, if you are going to take the time to connect with Petra and do her training, please implement it. Don't just go there and think, oh, that's good. Get it done. Put it in place. You know, it's you're on a mission. We're all on a mission now. We're on a mission to move forward. So,
but you know, you're having a good point there about implementing, because I often found when I work with clients, either one-on-one for a period of time or in my group program where we meet 6 times, they're all doing it. and then they're slowing off. So that's also why, yeah, I can say it here. It's not officially launched yet, but there's this membership thing so that people get a little nudge every week. Like every week there'll be a training video that could be 1 minute or 5 minutes with a worksheet and a little challenge to do that week, just to really egg people on. And at the moment it's not officially launched yet, but the good thing is I've had people in there. So anyone who wanted to know more about this, message me, because anyone who joins before I launch it, pays $100 less a year. And once someone's a member, price never goes up, even if it goes up for new people. Who's in is in at that rate.
Fantastic. So guys, go and Petra's going to drop all the links in there and go and connect. There's knowledge all around us, guys. Like I say, you've just got to know where to look and make sure that you're utilizing the resources and the people around you. A question here from Chris. What does Petra think about articles on LinkedIn?
Great question, because at the moment, articles get very little visibility. LinkedIn doesn't do much to show them to your network. So if you want a lot of views, they're not the best thing. You're better off with a post. But they are being indexed, both by Google and by LinkedIn. So if the article is written well enough and has enough keywords, it will show up in searches.
What about
so get into minds about it, because in the past, if you went to someone's profile, at least you could see the last article. If you clicked on it, you saw all of it. So it gave you some authority as well. But now you have to feature it, otherwise people won't even be able to find it. What you can do, if you want to write anything that's more than 1,300 characters, which is a post, you write an article, but usually because an article is longer, generally you make a few points. It's either like you go through these 5 steps, or there's these 7 reasons or whatnot. So then create a short post around each separate item. And in each post, say, hey, this is part of a series. If you want to read the whole thing at once, click here, and that takes them to the article.
I've got a question off the back of that, actually. So if you've got so let's say, for example, you blog consistently, you've got a lot of blogs. Does it make sense to just recreate your blog post as an article?
Yes, absolutely. And I even just, I get slack and I didn't do it, but when I do it, I even do a direct copy paste, because I'm not one of those people that's always testing and researching and whatnot, but I've got a great network. So there's a lot of LinkedIn trainers that do test and tweak and blah, 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 blah. And so far, everybody's always said, and even if you Google for it, that Google will not penalize for duplicate content.
Yes, because the first
do a direct copy paste, because with the Google algorithm, and there's certain sites they respect more, and LinkedIn is high up there. So yes, ideally, if you blog, you would also want to copy paste it into a article.
So guys, so basically, in a nutshell, if you guys are writing consistently, if you're creating content which is for your prospects and your customers to educate them, nurture them, and help them, there's nothing stopping you from doing a copy paste, you putting that as an article on LinkedIn, which gives you more content on LinkedIn, then doing a post which explains what the article is and why people should read it. And guess what it's going to do? It means that if you have been busy writing, you haven't got to do loads more writing. You've already got the content created. Copy, paste, on, post, boom. Jobs are good. And you've given me an absolutely fantastic idea going forward, Petra. I love you. Thank you so much. Oh, brilliant. So Chris says, thanks. That makes such sense. We'll break the articles down to post-size nuggets. Fantastic. Guys, before we go, do we have any more questions for the LinkedIn storytelling wizard? You shouldn't be called a wizard, because a wizard is the male version of a wizardess or a sorceress. We've got to find a new name for you.
Well, I'm not using it anymore. I don't know where you dug it up.
Let me go back to your LinkedIn.
Some clients said it, and
where did I find that then?
It used to be the opening line of my LinkedIn about section, like clients and peers call me the LinkedIn storytelling wizard. Storytelling is a big part of it. you know, because I want your profile to be a narrative of how you got where you are now, but that's not all of it. I don't know, but in the end, it doesn't matter what I call myself because people are going to call you names anyway. You know, LinkedIn guru, LinkedIn expert, LinkedIn whatnot.
As long as they're nice names that they're calling you, that's the main thing.
Oh yeah, of course.
Right, guys. Listen, we're gonna wrap up. Me and Petra are gonna have a 5-minute debrief. Petra will be dropping all of her links in so you can get in touch with her and connect with her. Honestly, guys, you know, like I said, she has dropped some real nuggets there, and I'll be very interested going forward to find out how many of you people out there have implemented what she said. And trust me, you will see a result. Like I say, she's told me some stuff to do. I haven't done it yet because I have something else I need to tick off first so that it's all there as opposed to partially there. But going forward, I know that my LinkedIn profile is going to be better because of it. So, guys, thank you so much for joining us today. Petra, thank you so much for giving us your time today.
Thanks for having me. It's been an absolute blast. I really enjoyed it.
It's been a pleasure. So we really want to have a debrief now. But guys, have a wonderful day. Yeah. Anyone who's joined us today to view live, thank you so much. If you're watching on replay, don't forget you can join us normally twice a week on a Tuesday and Thursday where we interview a business owner. From next week, we will be streaming these onto the Love Sales Hate Selling Facebook business page because in the group, we've got something much more exciting happening. All will be revealed early next week. Guys, have a fantastic Thursday. Petra, hold on. We're going to have a little bit of a deep.
All right, Dan.
And I'll catch all of you later on.